Okay, and we are live. So welcome back to the White Sponge live stream. Okay, my name is David, and as usual, I'm your host for the White Sponge live stream. So today we'll be sort of thinking up how we want the dialogue system to be. So when we talk about the dialogue system, we are talking about how the scripts will be shown, or how the dialogue of each character or of the narrator will be shown. Okay, so for example, let me just show the bubble here. So we have to bring this all the way to the top. Okay, so for example, we could do it in this way, where the character, or rather what the character is saying is shown in the form of a dialogue bubble on top, usually to the top left or top right of the character, and of course this will be animated. Okay, so that's for the character. Okay, let me just set out the environment here. So something like this. Okay, I think for the dialogue we have to use this area here, because we don't have enough space to create two, so we have to switch between the two views or windows. Okay, so if this is for the character, then what about for the narrator? So this is David. So we have the script here. So we'll start with creating the words. This is David. So when we are talking about the dialogue system, we are talking about how we want to make, or rather decide how we want to let the game decide how to display the words in an animated form. So for example, we could say like what we are doing now, create the words. This is David, and save it as an image, and then we'll have many of these types of image all prepared in order. So that means the game will just load the image one by one. okay, as the script goes along. Or we could do it another way, where we only create the image for each letter, and then based on what text is sort of retrieved from maybe a database within the game, then we'll load the appropriate image for the text. Okay, so this way is better if we have to change the script or add new scripts in the future, but it might be kind of inconvenient when we are going to add new, or rather when we are going to localize for more languages in the future. Okay, because if we are talking about other languages besides English, okay, so for example, some of the languages that I plan to localize for are, okay, excluding English, Chinese traditional and Chinese simplified, and Japanese and Russian. Okay, even though I don't know, I have no knowledge in Russian, so for that I'll be sort of seeking help from others. Or if you are interested in providing Russian localization, okay, feel free to let me know. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so what we are doing now is to see where we should, or rather, where we should display the text for the narrator, because we are going to have a narrator in the game. Oh, wait a minute. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so over here. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, this will do. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so this is one of the starting dialogue from the narrator. Okay, so let's hide the dialogue bubble from the character. So if we place the dialog text for the narrator here, or maybe we should put it within the scene itself. Okay, if we were to put it within the scene itself, we definitely have to change the text color because white is not that obvious. We might have to change it to something like yellow, or we might have to add some shadow behind the text. Okay. Okay, because currently if we take a look at the story cutscene, or rather the current state of it, okay, we just wait for Unity to load the game for the first time since turning on the system. Okay, so currently it looks like this. So if we put this as David here, okay. Okay, let's go back to Photoshop. Or we could also do this. Here where we have an arrow pointing to David, the character. Okay, so the arrow can be something like this. Or it could even be in a form of a straight arrow. Hmm. Okay, so if we move, oops. Okay, do we need the arrow or not? Okay, let's keep things simple. And let's do without the line. Since there's only one person here, so if we say this is David, that means it's quite obvious we are referring to this character. Okay. Okay, so as we were saying, okay, we have to decide how we want to sort of base the dialogue system on. Okay, because I have tried the path of creating a spreadsheet for the text. So for example, on a page you have images, and each image is a character such as T, A, E, I, O, U. And if you need any of those characters, in the sort of the game will take each character and form the word. So that is useful for when, let's see, that can be done, or rather that can be done when you are only, or rather I should say that is easy for when you're just creating the game in English. But if you were to localize it for other languages, that's when things get complicated. Okay, that's when things get really complicated. Okay, but if you were to do it with these 3 words, with a sentence or dialogue as an image, then we do not really need to care about what's within the, or rather the game does not really need to care about what's within the, or rather the game does not really need to care what content or text is within the dialogue or sentence. Okay, you just need to make sure that it's in order. So we can convert this to Japanese, Chinese, Russian, or any other languages that we want to localize for, and still have it in order. Okay, it's important to have it in order so that the story will flow. Okay. So this is kind of the storyboard, okay, but in a text form. Okay, the only thing that's not so good about using each dialogue or sentence as one image is that we'll have to keep recreating the letters, which will require a lot of time if we have repeated letters, such as, for example, okay, the word David has two D's, that means we have to create two D's instead of just reusing the D that we have created. So in the long run, it's actually better to just load the image for the character D twice instead of creating it twice. Okay, but the situation is when we have to sort of prepare for the near future when we definitely have to localize for other languages. Okay, that's when things get really complicated, like what I've mentioned just now. Okay, especially if we are not familiar with the language. Okay, we have to carefully consider our options. Okay, so if we just use this sentence as an image, then of course, it would also be easier for us to animate it if we use this as an image. Yeah. And even though it might take out more time in terms of localization, this approach might be better, especially when especially when we get to languages that we are not familiar with. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so what should we do? Okay, I'm going to do some simple research on Unity and what you can do in terms of loading images. Unity C# load specific file name. Dialog system. Oh, excuse me. And we do not want to use the GUI layout label because using sprites is more accurate when we are changing between different resolutions. Okay, so if there's anything that I've learned is that we should spend